left if that's available.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, Palm Springs Tower, squawk 6250.
6250.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, Palm Springs altimeter is 2985, radar contact about 10 miles west of the Palm Springs VOR. Presently landing runway 31, you're requesting straight in for 13.
If that's available, yes, please.
Ever, correction, Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, make straight in runway 13 left and clear to land. Wind is 09005.
Clear to land, runway 3 left, Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, thanks.
Palm Springs clearance, plus 4658 is type PC12 slam conf, request clearance to Vegas S file.
Plus 4658, Palm Springs clearance. Good afternoon. Unable to give you S file, and I'll be full route down. Plus 4658 is cleared to the Las Vegas Airport. VFI Cathedral 1 departure procedure to Palm Springs. Victor 370 to 29 Palms. Victor 538. Cresso. Join the Cresso 3 arrival. Maintain 7,000. Expect flight level 2405 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.7. Squawk 6316.
Plus 4658 is cleared to Vegas via Cathedral 1, Palm Springs, Victor 37029, Palms, Victor 538, Cresso 3. Initial climb 7,000, expect 4025, departure 167, squawk 6316, plus 465.
Plus 4658, free baggage correct. Tango India Mike, taxi to the ground via Echo and frequency.
Fixing to the ramp via Echo, remaining on this frequency, Papa Hotel Tango India Mike.
Ontario Tower, Cessna 237 Charlie Alpha, approximately 4 miles to the west, inbound to land.
Number 237 Charlie Alpha, roger, inner left, traffic. Left downwind runway 26 left, report base.
Enter left downwind for 26 left and report your base, 237 Charlie Alpha.
Charlie Tower, United 242, on the visual for 20 right, will be turning for a right base shortly.
United 242 John Wayne Tower, runway 20 right, clear to land, wind 170.3.
Clear to land, 20 right, United 242.
Alamo Tower, King Ever 208, Kilo ILS 4.
Here 520 Yankee Kilo Palomar Tower, runway 24, clear to land, wind 210 at 11. Number 237 Charlie Alpha, runway 26 left, clear to land.
6 left, base land, 7 Charlie Alpha.
Palm Springs ground plus 4658 East traffic to weather going for taxi.
Plus 4658, Palm Springs ground, runway 31 right, taxi via Echo and Bravo.
Trail right via Echo Bravo 465.
Riverside Tower, good morning, November 2903 Alpha with you on the ILS.
Number 2903 Alpha, Riverside Tower, good afternoon. Runway 9 right, clear below approach, report miss.
November 2903 Alpha, CX, low approach, runway 9, next report is
Palm Springs Tower plus 4658 ready to go trail right at Bravo.
And what's the 30 order you turn?
Plus 4658, Palm Springs Tower, runway 31 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, trail right plus 465.
Alamo Tower, King Ever 208, Kilo 58 and 24.
Here's our Yankee Kilo Archer taxi into the ramp via Alpha.
Yeah, Alpha.
Plus 4658, contact SoCal departure.
Contact departure 465.
Cessna 7 Charlie Alpha is clearly active, taxi to the G8 parking base.
Number 7 Charlie Alpha, remain on this frequency, taxi into the South ramp via Sierra.
South ramp via Sierra with you, 7 Charlie Alpha, thanks.
Number 2903 Alpha going around.
Number 03 Alpha, confirm going around or going missed.
November 2903 Alpha going missed.
Number 03 Alpha, roger, execute the published missed approach procedure.
Flying the public missed approach procedure. November 2903.
Piper 2903 Alpha, contact SoCal departure.
Contact departure, 03 Alpha.
Number 03 Alpha, departure frequency 135.4.
135.4 for departure. November 2903.
Ontario Tower, November 516 Delta Mike, inbound ILS 26 left.
Number 516 Delta Mike, Ontario Tower. Good afternoon, Ontario. Wind is calm. Runway 26 left, clear to land.
26 left, clear to land, 6 Delta Mike. Ontario Tower, November 36. Correction, 516 Delta Mike, clear of the active uniform, taxiing to the south apron.
Number 6 Delta Mike, roger, taxi on the south ramp via Sierra. Remain on this frequency.
Here's Sierra on this frequency, 6 Delta.
Riverside Tower, November 2903 Alpha
Number 2903 Alpha, Riverside Tower, runway 27, clear to land.
Clear to land on runway 2703 Alpha. Riverside Clouds, November 2903 Alpha. In Alpha, request taxi to the transient partner.
Number 2903 Alpha, Riverside ground. In the future, don't switch to the ground frequency unless you're told to do so. Should stay with tower, exiting the runway all the way to the hold stroke point. Stay on this frequency for now, taxi into the ramp via Alpha.
Taxi to the ramp via Alpha. Webcam. November 2903 Alpha.
Runway clearance. Runway clearance. November 76. Charlie Mike. Like Cherokee. I would like to attempt the I-4 rating today.
Cherry 76 Charlie Mike, John Wayne clearance. Good evening, good luck on the I-4 destination. Will be, let's go, Kilo, Oscar, X-Ray, Romeo.
That's Kilo, Oscar, X-ray, Romeo. 6 Charlie Mike.
Yes, sir, good luck.
I'm going to sign off and collect some information for this destination. I'll sign back in. Is that okay?
Absolutely, just report when you're back with the I-4. And how long do you think it'll be? It's not going to be more than an hour, is it?
No. I have to file and get some charts and plates.
Wonderful, yeah, I'll still be here, so it shouldn't be a problem. And we'll look for your flight plan to come through. I'll get your plans up.
Las Vegas Tower Plus 4658 usual 1 on the right 4500.
Plus 4658 Las Vegas Tower, runway 19 right, clear to land, wind 1807.
Clear to land 19 right 468.
Plus 658 exit right, taxi into the ramp via hotel. Remain on this frequency today.
X right, ramp via hotel, and frequency
98 Ground number 95 for Whiskey Alpha's Piper Comanche TH4/Alpha. Like taxi be active VFR east departure with weather.
Calling Long Beach Ground, need you to verify your call sign, please.
Sorry about that. 916 Whiskey Alpha. November 916 Whiskey Alpha.
Comanche 9016 Whiskey Alpha, Long Beach Ground, roger. And just confirm VFR eastbound.
Eastbound and we're the east ramp just south of runway 25.
Comanche 9016 Whiskey Alpha, roger. Runway 26 right, taxi via Kilo.
Okay, 25 right via Kilo, 916 Whiskey Alpha. Long Beach Tower, November 916 Whiskey Alpha, holding short of 25 right Kilo, ready for departure via Parker East.
Number 916 Whiskey Alpha, Long Beach Tower, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff, right downwind departure, blue.
Clear for takeoff 25 right, right downwind departure 6 Whiskey Alpha.
Good day, Palm Springs, ground scanning Hotel Tango, East Ramp, India, close traffic, runway 31 right.
Papa Hotel Tango, to Mike. Palm Springs ground, say again, aircraft type.
For a Cessna Skyhawk.
Skylink Tango, any Mike, thank you. Runway 31 right, taxi via Echo and Bravo.
Echo and Bravo, 31 right, Papa Hotel Tango.
We're center 791 Juliet, towards ground left clear.
Okay, Skype 791 Juliet. We see there's no clearance delivery with this field, so would we get our departure instructions with tower or with ground?
Always go with the lowest, so we'll start with ground. Just say your intentions.
Okay, Skype 791 Juliet. Type Cessna 172 on the south hangers with the numbers requesting VFR advisories to
Number 791 Juliet, roger. Departure frequency 134.9er, squawk 2061.
1249, that's 2061.
Got 901 Juliet, read back as correct. Are you ready to taxi now?
In a couple of minutes, just go into the standard. It's got 791 Juliet, south hangers, now ready to taxi.
Sky 791 Juliet, roger. Runway 29 right. Taxi via hotel. Correction, taxi via Alpha in Juliet.
29 right, taxi by Alpha and Juliet, Sky 791 Juliet. Palm Springs, now we're scanning Papa Hotel Tango, Mike.
Hey guys, welcome Leo, Mile High, good to see you as well. Did you do the graphics yourself? Yes, I did. Welcome guys, it's CAT-08 time. Now, I didn't plan actually to do any flying this weekend, but because I'm actually participating in a summer school course and I'm actually most of the time away from home, but suddenly there was an opportunity here to fly, and so I grabbed that opportunity right away, because as you know, I love to fly, and I also love to get all my CAT ratings to complete my virtual PPL course training here on PilotEdge. So that's what we're going to do today, do the CAT-08 rating. We are currently at Burbank, and we need to go to Santa Barbara. There's actually a flight that I did already a few streams ago, so it's a little bit repetitive, but still it is fun, and this time it's official, right? Gonna get that CAT-08 rating going. It's beautiful weather at Burbank, also Santa Barbara. We're going to fly along the coast. Let me show you what the flight is going to be. So this is Burbank, a Charlie class airport that we are already a bit familiar with. Also the scenery of Greg here, a gorgeous scenery of the airport. So we're going to leave that Charlie, catch a radial to Camarillo, the Camarillo VOR, and fly over the deltas there along the coast all the way down to Santa Barbara, flying to San Marcos, and then we'll get off this track here to get inbound to Santa Barbara Airport. So a flight from one Charlie class airport to the next, which is always fun, and also on flight following. Well, the CAT rating doesn't really instruct us on what leg or what phase of the flight we can or we should ask for flight following. So let's just do it at the ground, because at ground we have much more time to write down stuff and to prepare, rather than doing that on the air. And also it's just free service, and I'd like to be on the radar as soon as possible. So why not? So we're going to request flight following from the ground, and as you can see already, zooming out a bit, a lot of VMC, as you can see, looking at the green flight category depictions there. It's really, really good weather. I haven't looked at the charts, the weather charts, so let's do that right away, so we have a general idea of whether the weather is actually staying VMC. Always important to know. So let's have a general look of what the weather is doing. Well, as you can see, not a lot of frontal air masses here in our region, so that's good. To flip to the next slide. Air mats, this is for 1500 Zulu. We're currently at about 1800 Zulu, so this is already a bit dated. This is more current. As you can see, no air mats around, so good weather, confirms what we've seen also. Looking at the sectional there with the flight category depictions. So that's good. Significant weather chart to the left, 06 Zulu, nothing going on, and 18 Zulu around now. Here to the right, and as you can see, not a lot of stuff going on. Perfect. This is a little bit later. As you can see, still not a lot of stuff going on, so that's great. Oh, that's a bit too fast. Cloud stuff, well, as you can see in our area, here's LA area. We're going northbound a bit, northwestbound. And as you can see, most of the clouds are actually to the east, so that's good as well. This is ceilings. This is to 2100 Zulu, so this is already ahead of time, but well, concerns our flight, I guess. As you can see, ceilings are around the ocean, so no ceiling. So that means that if we're going to pick a cruising altitude as a VFR pilot, we should not be that concerned with cloud ceilings, because there are none on our route, which is good. We're going to get some more forecasted ahead of time. As you can see already in the, well, about 10 hours later or so, there's going to be some cloud formation there on the ocean, but that doesn't concern our current flight at all. Moving on, precipitation. Well, there's not a lot of cloud going on, so I would expect to see not a lot of precipitation forecast, although, well, a little bit, it is a little bit overlaying that cloud layer right to the east. Again, doesn't concern our particular flight. So that's good, and we are looking at 1800 Zulus. Yeah, that's current. Let me see. Moving ahead of time, this is good as well. Visibility-wise, what's happening? This is 2100 Zulu. As you can see, visibility corresponds a bit with those ceilings, again, around the ocean, while Santa Barbara is around the ocean. So I guess we might expect perhaps a little bit of a visibility decrease there, and we can expect around a 6 statute miles of visibility perhaps around Santa Barbara. Let's have a look at the TAFs very, very soon, so have a more terminal, more local view of what the weather is doing. But overall, it looks great. As you can see, that visibility kind of stays there. Good. Moving on, winds. What are the winds doing at 6,000 feet? And this is forecasted for 1600. So this is a little bit dated. This is more valid. At 1900 Zulu, winds are coming from the north. Well, they're coming from all places I can see. So again, as you can see, not a lot of strong winds, so that's good as well. We'll have a look at forecast at ForeFlight. ForeFlight is calculating our en route winds as well, which is much more insightful. But it's good, again, to have a general idea of what the weather is doing. There were no really low air pressure or high pressure areas here, so you can see the winds are doing whatever, and they're really, really weak, which is generally a good thing. Okay, moving on ahead of time. Freezing levels, I guess that's not a concern. As you can see, at around 15,000 feet freezing levels, and we don't have any cloud formation, so no moist in the area. That's also the two things that you like to combine, temperature with moist, because that leads to a probability of icing, which the next chart shows. And as you can see, none at 7,000 feet at least. So that were the weather charts. Always nice to review those. Hey Vega, good to see you. Welcome on board. Happy Saturday. That's good. That completes our weather briefing. So let's go back to the map. Well, let's have a quick look here at Burbank to see the TAF of Burbank. So METAR currently says 110 at 9. So, well, they're not really winds, calm. So we might expect a little bit of a crosswind departure there, which is fun. And 10 statute miles of visibility and clear sky. So that's perfect. Okay, the forecast. Forecast is telling us, so second row there, so that's 1900 Zulu. It's going to be 170 at 8 knots, so the wind is a little bit decreasing there in wind strength. 6 statute miles of visibility, clear sky. So again, VMC. It's green at each row, at each line. So that's what we like to see. Now, we should also take a look at our flight here along our route, so we can take a look at Oxnard. Let's see if there's a forecast there. And as you can see, VMC, 1800 Zulu. It's kind of like the same 9 knots of winds, and Santa Barbara, obviously our destination airports. Forecasts, VMC, all around as we already expected looking at those weather imagery charts. And METAR 160 at 4 knots, 8 statute miles of visibility, clear skies. Perfect, perfect flying weather. Leo, where are you flying from and to doing the flight along with you on my PC? Well, as you can look at the top of my view here of my overlay that usually depicts my current flight. So as you can see, from Burbank to Santa Barbara, and I'm going to attempt the CAT-08 rating today. So that's going to be my flight. It's going to be a 1-hour flight in general, at least en route. So that's going to be fun. Mabino, good to see you as well. Welcome on the stream and happy Saturday. Okay, so that's going to be our flight. Well, I picked a... we're going to go to the west, so we need to pick the right kind of VFR altitude. I like to be a little bit more high up, because in case of an engine out, we've got some gliding distance on our side. And also we need to avoid some terrain. But as you can see along the coast, there's not a lot of terrain. So 6,500, I think, would be fine. We need to overfly some deltas here that, well, reach up to 2,000 feet. So that's fine as well. And we just fly over to Santa Barbara. So that's okay. We got here when we depart, we got some deltas to the south here, Santa Monica, and we've got Van Nuys. Well, probably we're already above those deltas along that way, but what we can do is just pick that particular radial here inbound to Camarillo, so we know for sure that we are in between, we stay in between those deltas, but I guess we're already far above 3,000 meters. You can see here on Van Nuys, the delta, and Santa Monica, something like that. No, well, 2,700. So that might not be a problem, but it's always good to know. Steeler, good to see you as well. Thank you for wishing me a happy flight. I think we're going to enjoy ourselves. It's perfect flying weather, and also flying along the coast is really, really nice. And also the terrain, the textures, the photo reel along Santa Barbara are just very, very pretty. So I think we're going to have a really nice flight here, and hopefully also pass for the CAT-08 rating. So 6,500 feet might be fine. We have no ceilings to weather ceilings, cloud ceilings to concern ourselves with. So it's gonna be a very basic flight, I guess. We're already quite familiar with Charlie's. Again, I haven't been flying for a week, so it's always good to be, well, really focused here, because stuff really, well, pushes itself back into the background. It's always good to be a regular or to fly regularly. So we're just going to see what happens. My excuse always, my disclaimer is, well, it's in the name. I'm an uncertified pilot, so I love to learn something. Well, we'll see. I think it's going to be a very nice, comfortable flight. Anything else? Well, in terms of diversions, we've got enough. As you can see, Camarillo also along our way. Obviously here departure, we got Venice, we got Santa Monica, if shit hits the fan. And again, 6,500 feet is on our side. We've got some gliding distance. Airspaces, well, we got some Victor Airways, as you can see, are not concerned, do not concern VFR pilots, but it can depict or indicate that we might see some IFR flying over there. But that's not really a big concern. Anything else? Well, we got some depictions here of big airplanes coming in to Venice and Burbank at 11,000 to 4,000 feet, I guess. But we're going to stay south of that, so that's good as well. We've got the Bravo here of LAX. As you can see, it starts at 5,000 feet up to 10,000 feet. So that might be a bit of a concern. So when we depart here, even though it's good that we climb to, well, make sure that we go above those deltas, we do not need to climb already through 5,000 feet. At least we're going to scratch the Bravo in that way here on this point, because we at all times need to stay clear of Bravo, obviously. Even when we're on flight following, we need to have explicit clearance to transition to that Bravo. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Any other airspace? Well, as you can see, there's a really big circle here, mode C, 30 nautical miles. Well, that indicates that if we are within that circle, we need to have a mode C on our transponder on. Our altitude mode should be switched on. That's because all the air traffic controllers in this region, a heavily dense airspace region, would like us to see on radar, right? And have an altitude depiction there. So that's what's required. No, not concerned to us because we're always flying on mode C, but there are also airplanes that do not have mode C on board, and they should stay away of this particular area. Anything else? No. It's really basic, I think. So that's great. So let's prep for departure. We got some frequencies here. I also got a plate here going on. We are currently part Leo at... Hey, Victor, good to see you as well. We are currently parked there. Oh, over there. That's the only GA ramp. So I'm actually on the outer edge there to the left. So, yeah, depending on what runway we get assigned, we're going to get 8, perhaps. So it's going to be a very basic Charlie taxiway. We could also be assigned to go cross 8, go Delta, all the way Bravo, and then 15. That's also a runway that is often being used. We'll have to see. Doesn't really matter that much. What does matter is that we need to sign in with clearance first, clearance delivery 118.0. No. 118.0, and also mention that we like to do the CAT-08 rating. And then go to ground, tower, departure, and then we're on our way. Okay. Okay. So, let's first connect to PilotEdge.
Connected to PilotEdge.
Connected to PilotEdge. Good. Shift 9, and there we are in the cockpit. Hey, Tech Hook, good to see you as well. Welcome on board. Okay. So, here we are, back in the cockpit. Always nice. Let me see. So, doors already closed. Let's also already fasten our seatbelts. Even though we're not going to right away start up our engine. It's good to do that. To do so. Okay. Cold and dark check. First, parking brakes are set. Let's pretend we've got live vest and a fire extinguisher on board. Door is closed. Window here is closed. ELT is set to auto. Flaps are up. Are they up? They seem up to me. Good. Mixture works. My throttle works. My trim works. My fuel tanks are set to both. Cutoff is in. Alternate is in. This stuff doesn't concern us right now. Circuit breakers are nicely tucked in. Good. Magnetos are set to off, batteries are off, only light that is on is currently the beacon, which is okay, and the avionics are off. Good, and my switch panel, yeah, it's in sync as well. Good. Then we can, let's see how much fuel we have on board, so put our batteries on. As you can see, again, around 17 gallons in each tank, which is plenty. Let's see what ForeFlight is telling us that we need. Flight plan. So put our navlog on, as you can see, 12.9 gallons. So we've got plenty. And we've got a 7 knot headwind, as you can see. Still on that altitude of 6,500. Did I set that? I guess not. Edit. Yeah, 6,500. Good. Okay, so that's fuel. Let's turn on the avionics, see if those work, and they work just fine. Let's also put down our
Santa Barbara
flaps.
ground, good morning, Comanche 622 Papa.
It's working as well. We can switch off our comm radio for now. Good. Also like to check my flight controls, by the way. Down, up, trim. Yep, it's working as well. Pedals work as well. Good. We're going to set that very, very soon. Again, we already noticed that the radio is working. Annunciator panel works as well. My heading indicator is in sync with the compass. And everything seems to be just fine. Avionics off. Good. Prime the engine. Fuel pump on. Mixture in. 1, 2, 3. Cut off. Pump off. Throttle a bit in. Parking brakes are on. Fuel tanks are set to both. Is there anyone here around? Nope. So clear prop. Meters back to both. 1200. Oil pressure is already in the green. Lean for ground. Something like that. Reset to 1000. Generator on. Ammeter shows a rise. Good. Transponder is on. Not yet, but now it is. And also on mode C, on the altitude mode. So that's good. And we can set some frequencies. Thank you for the follow, Terry. Thanks and welcome on board. Hey, November 390. Good to see you as well. Thank you for the good luck wishes. That was my favorite CAT rating. It's a beautiful flight. Yeah, it is. And it's not that challenging. Also, talking about challenging, I've been also looking at the CAT-9 rating and the CAT-10. There's also a CAT-11, I think. I don't know for sure. Because I have no idea, actually, no clue what those flights are all about. And they're actually quite challenging. I thought I did my most complex VFR flight up to, well, a few streams ago, doing the mini route transition and doing a touch and go at Hawthorne. I thought it was already pretty crazy, but actually it's going to get more crazy. So I'm actually looking forward to the CAT-9 and CAT-10, and also the CAT-11, obviously. So it's going to be exciting. Okay. Transponder set, yeah, we need to set our navigation radio. So my plan was, as I already mentioned, we're going to depart Burbank, and I'm going to catch that radio, and that is the Camarillo VOR, and that is 115.8. Nav 1, 115.8, he said. Switch. That's set. As you can see, we got a response on the Nav 1. What kind of a bearing do we like to fly? Let's just use the ruler here. Something like 270. Okay, 270 it is. So that's the one that we're going to catch, and we're going to fly a departure heading of, say, 210. So let's set the heading bug to something like 210. So that's the heading that we're going to fly after departure. If Burbank is not going to give us any specific departure instructions, we're going to say that we like to depart to the southwest. Obviously, we like to go to Burbank. We're going to announce that to clearance as well. But this is the heading that we're going to fly as soon as we are resume ONAV, right? And remain VFR. Okay. So that's basic. And then from Camarillo, we can fly the outbound radial of Camarillo, where we can also fly to San Marcos. And let's do that. 2, and San Marcos is 114.9. It's already set. Good. And what is the track that we like to fly there from Camarillo? It's going to be something like 285. 285. Good, so those are the navigation radios, the only ones we need. In terms of navigation, we have good weather, good visibility, and well, as you can see, as we depart here on our second leg here, you can see a nice highway there, 101, that we can follow, and eventually it goes all the way down here along the coast, and we obviously got the coast to follow. So we've got a very nice guiding line there that will bring us all the way to Santa Barbara, even if our navigation radios fail. Then communications, switch to Burbank. Let's go here to the left top corner. First one, COM2. COM2, he said, 134.5. 134.5. Switch. Let's have a listen. Not that one, that one.
Bob Hope Airport Burbank Information Delta.
Delta we have.
1900 Zulu weather. Wind light and variable, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 33, dew point -5.
Perfect.
Altimeter 2985.
2985.
Arriving runway 33, departing runway 33. Advise on initial contact.
You have Delta.
You have Delta.
Good. Okay, we've got Delta and our airport elevation should be around 700 plus. Let's double check that. That's also why it is not that necessary to listen to ATIS to get the altimeter, because you can just set the airport elevation. You only need to listen to the ATIS. Thank you for the follow, Stuart. Thanks and welcome on board. To get the weather information code, right? So that the tower controllers obviously know that you are current with the weather. But specifically for the altimeter setting, you can just use the airport elevation, which should be set at around 778 feet, as you can see, which does not really confirm our current altimeter setting. As you can see, we're around the 700, but it should actually be a bit more. So I guess this is a bit more reliable. And again, it's not that it's need to be that precise, but it's just a good check. Yeah, we were looking at the comm radius. Okay, so that's ATIS. We can also set the next ATIS, right? And our next ATIS is going to be Santa Barbara. Because along our route we're going to be handed off to different approach controllers because we're on flight following, and eventually we will be handed over to Santa Barbara approach. Santa Barbara has his own approach controllers, and before we say hi to them, we like to already have obtained the ATIS information of Santa Barbara. So let's put that in 132.65. 132.65. Good. That is set as well. Then our ordinary comm radios. Let me have a look. This charts. First, clearance delivery, right? That's the first one that we're going to check in. The lowest one, 118.0. 118.0. Switch. We got a standby. Well, it's going to be ground. 123.9. Very good as well. And well, tower we're going to set thereafter, and also then departure. So that means that we're now currently ready to ask for flight following. We'll just complete our checks first. So again, radios are set. We can set the comm radio here to have a listen already if it's actually working. Thank you for the follow, VNR. Thanks guys, and welcome on board. Happy Saturday. Some unplanned flying today. Radio is working, good. Everything looks stable. Again, fuel looking good. Clock. I always forget the clock in my flight.
Delta, so got
to remind myself. Again, as you can see, the engine is much too hot, but again, this is a stock 172. This is not really nicely simulated, so that doesn't concern me. Yeah, we're set. Good.
Request taxi from southeast.
We are currently located at the General Aviation ramp, but because I don't see, is there an FBO reading there? No. So we're not at Atlantic. We're currently here.
Runway 15 left, taxi via Bravo Charlie, cross runway 25 at Bravo.
So what I'm going to say is that we're in the southwest ramp. Southwest ramp with information Delta. 6,500 feet to Santa Barbara with a CAT-08 rating.
And crossing 25 at Bravo, and the rest I couldn't understand.
DIHNF, runway 15 left, taxi via Bravo Charlie, cross runway 25 at Bravo.
15 left via Bravo and Charlie, cross 25 at Bravo, Delta Engine Delta Foxtrot.
Burbank clearance, good day. Sky Papatel, Tango Mike VFR request.
PHTI, Burbank clearance, standby. Other aircraft calling Saitek.
Standby. So it's good when you get a standby to not reply with Roger, standby. Standby just means shut up because he's busy.
Tower 118.35.
I was also entering he used my call sign, so in a Chess class Charlie airspace while flying, I would now have established two-way communication, and I was free to enter a class Charlie. Because he used my call sign. If he just said airport or pilot calling standby, that would not mean two-way communication, because he didn't acknowledge me, and acknowledging means using the call sign, which is an interesting.
Victorville Tower, November 1 Alpha Whiskey on the PORDME runway.
Victor, is the Airflow Labs 172 much harder to fly than the default?
At the same time, everybody's calling all over each other. I can't understand anything.
Well, not really much harder. It's a bit more complex.
Approach, John Wayne altimeter 2986, flighting.
But I don't like the Airflow Labs theme at all. So that's why I'm sticking with the stock. But that's just me.
Air 6843 Hotel SoCal approach, Los Angeles altimeter 2985. Air 121 Alpha Whiskey Victor Tower.
It's busy on the Saturday on the frequency.
Say again for November 121 Alpha Whiskey.
Did you call?
Did you call?
November 121 Alpha Whiskey is on the BORDME runway 17.
Air 121 Alpha Whiskey Victor Tower, wind calm, runway 17, clear to land.
Clear land, runway 7, November 121 Alpha Whiskey.
Bear 251 Eck Delta, leaving Bravo airspace, cancel altitude restriction, resume on navigation.
It's busy, guys.
Continue flight following. Would you like to continue flight following? I want to Echo Delta contact SoCal approach 127.4.
PCIM, go ahead.
Epic 434 Echo Papa, Josh approach. You're looking for IFR?
Yeah, guys.
Big 4.
This is also part of real world flying, I guess. Just waiting to squeeze yourself into ATC
maintain
chats.
8,000, expect level 23010 vista after departure. Departure frequency 126.1, squawk 2241, hold for release.
Victorville Tower and November 121 Alpha Whiskey will go mist at the mist point.
Come on, we're way.
Or 4 Echo Papa. Okay, squawk 2241, ident, maintain VFR.
PCIM.
Or 251 F Delta SoCal.
You're my man. Go ahead.
2994. PHTIM with your request.
Papa Delta Mike is a Cessna Skyhawk Slant Alpha. We're currently at the southwest ramp with information Delta. Would like to request 5 following to Santa Barbara at 6,500 for the CAT-08 rating.
You got it backwards. PHTIM to the CAT-08 Santa Barbara to Burbank.
What? That's the CAT-08 to Santa Barbara. Papa Delta Mike. I didn't catch him.
PHTIM, the CAT-08 is from Santa Barbara to Burbank.
Ah, roger that. My mistake. Papa Delta Mike. We'll switch airports.
Nope.
Okay. Let me double check, guys. That's funny. Let me see.
Contact Los Angeles Center 134.6.
Is that true? That is true. My gosh, look at this. Santa Barbara to Burbank.
Called. Stand by. I'm gonna get to you guys.
Oh, but that makes it a little bit more of a fresh flight because I didn't make a flight from Santa Barbara to Burbank yet, so that changes up the things. It's going to be the exact same kind of arrival, but just flipped over. That's just flip airports here.
Joshua departure 126.1.
See if that goes.
126.1, number 121 Alpha Whiskey.
Just disconnect to make sure that I'm not suddenly arrive on a runway or something like that. Damn it. Let's see. Santa Barbara. Where do we like to park? Well, I guess GA? No, yeah, Atlantic FBO. That's a good one. Start new flight from Santa Barbara to Burbank. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so 6,500. Same kind of route. is there anything that would change our navigation plan in this sense? I don't think so. Yeah, that pop-up that you can see there is not here with me, so it's already loading. I guess not. There's not really a change there, other than I need to sign in with Santa Barbara clearance first. All right. Would be nice if there's a button here on ForeFlight where you can just flip the entire flight. So your departure airport becomes your destination airport. Although it doesn't really matter that much. But if you like to track your navigation log here on ForeFlight, you can see the first leg is now this leg. Then it makes sense to change it all over. But I don't think that's a feature here that really works that well. Explain, are you doing anything? Or did you just crash on me? Well, I think it just crashed on me. Or explain. Looking forward to the 11.02 version. It seems to be a little bit more quick and smooth. Let's see. Yeah, it's not doing anything. I think it's crashed. We just restarted. Doesn't really matter. Yep, it's not responding. All right, again. Let's wait a sec for the explain execute. Double click. Go again. But I guess that the 0.2 version of explain is a bit faster than the 0.1, which is interesting. Also heard the explain development team on the Flight SimCon talk about that they are implementing new technology into explain. And so with each version, actually, we can expect a better frame rate and perhaps also a bit more fancy graphics, which is really, well, paradoxical in a sense, but it's good news. Santa Barbara, again, customize, Atlantic, good, start. Yeah, that looks much better. Vega, temporary soft lock, hopefully, yeah. New beta version just came out yesterday. Are you opted in to get the beta versions? No, because the beta version still might be a little bit unstable, and I like to have a stable machine, obviously. So I know I'm aware of the next versions, but I'm not going to use those until they are a really public full release yet. Dumpty dumpty dum. Boom. Ah, Santa Barbara's nice as well. Don't need that window. Don't need that window. Okay. Let me see. Does my ForeFlight work? Nope, it doesn't. Disable. And on. Looks like I was drunk. Work now. And it doesn't still. Oh, perhaps now TrackIR is also a little bit out of sync because it doesn't know what game to look for. That's a bummer. I really need TrackIR. Let me try again. Okay, so TrackIR, where is it? Exit. Okay, SPAD next really works well with these shutdowns, but TrackIR doesn't. Again, TrackIR on. It's on. Let's try again. Show me the money, explain. New flight, Santa Barbara, double check. Atlantic, good, starts. And then we need to sign in with clearance at Santa Barbara again. I guess waiting again to squeeze ourselves into the ATC. Well, that's just life, I guess. It seems like TrackIR is working right now. xEnviro is booting up. Let me just center here. Don't need Smart Copilot. Yeah, this looks much better. Good. All right. So, again, thank you for the follow. Lopende. Seems like a bit of a Dutch avatar name there, or username. Yeah, so what we should do is just restart immediately. We can pretend that we already did the checks. We need to double check, though. Let me see. Mixture full in. Field tanks are set to both. Still my trim is working. Let's turn on our transponder here, and I guess we need to reset our frequencies as well because they are a little bit different. Okay, that's a bummer. Again, this is in sync. Good, and we've got enough gallons. Okay, so let's start up. No, let's first connect with PilotEdge. PilotEdge connects.
Connected to PilotEdge.
Connected to PilotEdge. Good. Yeah, so park and brakes are set. Is there anyone around me? Oh, it's just a departing aircraft. Nice. No one is around, so clear prop. Back to both. Good. 1200 or 1000 would be nice as well. Oil pressure is already in the green. Good. Lean for ground. Good. Let's see. Is now already set? Yeah, it seems okay. My throttle was a bit off. Okay. Good. Flaps we already checked. Well, let's... No, I believe that those are working as well. Let's do a flight control test just to be sure that that stuff is working. Good. Up, down. This, I don't like to have a non-working yoke. And rudder pedals, good. Okay, so far so good. Then our frequencies, again. So what we need now is from the other way around. Again, we need Camarillo. We don't need San Marcos VOR over here, obviously. So Camarillo 115.8. 115.8 set, and we're gonna expect then a departure that's gonna go to 105-ish. 105-ish. To the southeast. Okay, and then from Camarillo, again, we could fly the outbound, and I guess we should, because there's no other VOR here that we could use. So what we could do is set the nav to also to the same frequency here, 115.8. So we don't need to switch or fiddle around with the frequencies, and we can set that OBS to 90 degrees, 90. Good. And the trick here is going to be, that's also why I guess the eastbound route here is a bit more difficult. Thank you for the follow, Ethan. Thanks. Is that now because we're going to go down, we're going to descend here, those deltas are a bit more of a concern to us. Again, on flight following, the approach controller should coordinate our transition through delta, or even make us aware, like, hey Tim, if you're not going to go fly above or in between those deltas, you need to switch over the tower, or they can coordinate that transition for you. But most of the time say, I'd like you to switch frequencies there, or just they say stay clear of the delta. So it's good to prepare this ahead of time, which is more difficult now at an arrival than with departure, when we initially thought, oh, we should depart from Burbank, because now we're going to go probably already at 3,000 feet around this position here, and so we might bash into, or run the risk of bashing into the Van Nuys Delta or the Santa Monica Delta. So that's a bit more challenging. So it makes sense that PilotEdge likes us to fly from Santa Barbara to Burbank. Okay, so that's good. Then the frequencies of Santa Barbara. Plates. Let's see. Loads. Santa Barbara. Airport diagram. Here we are. Still some old drawings here. Let's remove those. Okay, currently at Atlantic. So that means that we are currently over there. Yeah, I guess we're going to depart from 2.5, I guess. So it's going to be a very basic taxi, but that's an expectation. Bravo Alpha Golf 25. And that's going to be a eastbound departure. So I guess a left-hand traffic pattern. Let me see. Doesn't really matter that much. RP is 733 left and 33 right, as you can see here on the bottom. So I guess it's just going to be a left downwind departure. So that's good as well. And then we're going to track that radial inbound to Camarillo. Good. Now at 6,500 feet, because now we're going to go to the east. So we could fly at 5,500 or 7,500. Let's pick 7,500 just to be sure. Better to have a little bit more altitude there. Okay. Again, we're going to do the same drill, guys. Where are the frequencies? They are there always on top. It is 132.65. Come to 132.65. Good. Let's have a listen.
Santa Barbara Mun information Papa. 1900 Zulu weather. Wind light and variable, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 25, dew point -14. Altimeter 2983.
2983.
Arriving runways
Yep.
15
Corresponds.
right, 15 left. Departing runways 15 right, 15 left. Advise on initial contact you have Papa.
Alright, perfect. Our second comm would then be Burbank. What was it? Burbank was 134.5, I guess. 134.5. Okay, that's set as well. Then we need the VORs. Well, we only need the VOR, and that was a Camarillo here. And that was 115.8. Did we already set that stuff? Yeah, we already did so. Nav1, that's set, and we set the OBS's. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. Just double check here. Is that correct? 15, yeah, 105, I mean. And then there was 90-ish. Good. Okay, that's verified as well. Good. Then the other frequencies that we need. Clearance delivery, 132.9. 132.9. Thanks for the follow, Etienne. Thanks and welcome on board. 132.9. Switch, and then ground is going to be 121.7. Okay, let's see if we can squeeze ourselves again into
San Luis Tower, Skyhawk 9 Delta Hotel reporting midfield left downwind for 29.
To the right.
Into the ATC chatter here.
Caravan 1972.
Transponders
Quick question.
on.
Do I have to request a frequency change to tower? At CAT I didn't have to, but in the I rating description it said that it apparently I have to.
Need to go to the east after departure. To catch that radio.
2344 Papa.
2344 Papa, Los Angeles clearance, go ahead.
Our Cessna 172 slant Alpha, request flight following to San Diego, Lindbergh, 7,500.
Started at the wrong airport, my gosh.
Sky 2344 Papa, cleared out of Los Angeles Bravo airspace on departure flight 8255, maintain VFR below 3,000.
Got another airplane here in front of us, other PilotEdge.
Squawk 5714. Have your request for the CAT-11.
Heading 255 at or below 3,000, 125.2, and I believe it was 5714 in the squawk.
Sky 44 Papa, read back correct.
Santa Barbara clearance, good day. Sky Papa Hotel Tango any Mike, VFR request.
11.
Stepped on. It's busy.
PHTAM calling Santa Barbara clearance with request somebody else was calling us again.
Papa Hotel Tango any Mike is currently at Atlantic with information Papa. We'd like to request flight following to Burbank at 7,500 for the CAT-08 rating.
Pair 22 Tango contact Soka departure.
Soka departure, Dr. Tango.
PHTAM,
San Luis Tower,
Santa
Skyhawk
Barbara
9 Delta
clearance.
Hotel is a short final 29.
We're Cessna Skyhawk, slant Alpha, Papa Hotel Tango Mike.
Or 809 Delta Hotel, runway 29, clear for the option.
Clear for the option 29 Skyhawk 9 Delta Hotel.
PHTIM, I'm sorry, in the aircraft type.
We're Cessna Skyhawk, slant Alpha for Papa Delta Mike.
PHTIM, thank you. On departure, fly runway heading, maintain V4 at or below 1,500. Televised, departure frequency 120.55, squawk 3514.
Runway heading after departure, we'll stay below 1,500. Frequency is 120.55 and squawk is 3514 for Papa Delta Mike. 3514 and
PHTIM, read back correct.
Good. Runway heading, okay, 1500. It's a little bit arbitrary, I think, because usually when you depart here on Santa Barbara, then at 1,000 feet they already say, well, just resume on nav. So I don't know what the issue is here, because we're already very quickly at 1,500. Okay, so that is our departure frequency. We got the transponder set. That means that we can switch to ground right now. And that means that we can set our standby frequency to tower. Ground was 121.7, that's confirmed, and our tower frequency is going to be 119.7.
Downwind tower, wind 190.08, runway 20 right at kilo, clear for takeoff.
Good, 119.7.
119. Oh, can you please repeat it? I'm sorry, 119.7.
190.72. Runway 20
taxi.
right at kilo, clear for takeoff, and the wind's 190.08.
Clear for takeoff, Caravan 197.
Victorville Tower.
Yeah, Bravo Alpha Golf 25. That's my expectation. Let's see what we
1 Alpha Whiskey, standby.
what we get. So that was a standby, so the controller is busy, just waiting there. Or isn't she busy?
Or 121 Alpha Whiskey, I just got to confirm you are passed for the I-11, good job.
I-11, my gosh.
You too. Someone else was calling, say again.
Cessna 2344 Papa, we're at the FBO facilities in LA, so West Corner, I believe, ready for taxi. Information hotel.
Sky 2344 Papa, Los Angeles ground, runway 25 left, taxi 8 Alpha Foxtrot.
Alpha Foxtrot 25 left for 44 Papa.
It's so busy, guys. It's incredible. Man.
Full stop landing with Yankee. Type is King Air C90 slant Golf.
How is she going to respond to that one?
Burbank Tower, number 6843 hotels with you on the ILS runway 8.
Just
on about
another call.
3 or 4 mile final.
Arnetta Delta Hotel, runway 29, clear to land. Correction, clear for the option.
Clear for the option 29
Well,
Skyhawk
if he
9
gets the
Delta
response, then I'm going to try as well.
6843 Hotel, Burbank Tower, wind variable 3, runway 8, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 8, 43 hotel.
Here 515 Bravo Mike, El Monte Tower, and a left base, runway 19, report 3 mile final.
Left base for 19er, reporting 3 mile final 5 Bravo Mike.
Caravan 1972, contact SoCal departure.
Contact SoCal approach, Caravan 197.
Yeah, Vega, it's really busy.
Los Angeles Tower, Eclipse 6366 Delta, holding short 25 left for the CAT-08. Just to confirm that we are cleared out of the Bravo.
Eclipse 6366 Delta, Los Angeles Tower, you are cleared out of Los Angeles Bravo airspace. Wind 24088, runway 25 left, clear for takeoff.
25 left, clear for takeoff, 66 Delta, thank you.
Santa Barbara ground, Sky Papa Delta Tango, and Mike is parked at Atlantic with information Papa requesting a eastbound departure.
PHTIM, Santa Barbara ground, runway 25, taxiway Bravo Alpha Golf.
Runway 25 via Bravo Alpha Golf, Papa Delta Tango, Mike. Thanks. Good. So, as expected, right? Bravo Alpha Golf. That one. Let's do that right away. So,
clearance November.
again, everything is set. Beacon light is on. Good. Parker brakes released. Brake test. Work.
Via the tech group.
Ooh, got some parked airplanes here. Let's see if we can squeeze ourselves
It is a 3799
in between here.
Downwind clearance, clear to Santa Monica
Such a nice scenery.
Flight 220 Red Vector Soul Beach, then as
Okay, this is the ramp. As you can see, there's Bravo here. We're currently on Echo.
Departure. Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 4314.
There we go. And it's beautiful weather here on Santa
On departure
Barbara.
fly heading 220, radar vectors to Seal Beach. That is file clear to 2000. Expect 6000 after 10. Minus departure on 128.1, squawk 4314.
There we go.
3799 November.
Transom 901, correction, November 909 November, read back correct.
Okay, turn indicator works. Slip indicator works. My heading indicator
43
works.
Hotel. Where are you parking today?
Nice.
We'll be
Look at
exiting
those
on Charlie
mountains,
7,
guys,
so I
in
guess
front of
we'll
us.
Park on the west side.
Pretty.
Baron 43 Hotel, Roger, taxi to parking via Charlie, remain this frequency, have a great day.
Hey Ron, good to see you.
Parking via Charlie, remaining with you.
Welcome on the
43
stream.
Hotel.
Okay, Bravo Alpha. As you can see, Alpha is coming up. So, turn to the right. You can also see by the red taxi signs here that we're going to cross a runway. Red is like danger.
Eclipse 6366
Or,
Delta,
be
radar
warned.
contact circuit departure.
Circle departure 66 Delta.
Okay, so departure runway heading, stay
Sky
below
2344, Papa, Los
1,500.
Angeles Tower, hold short
I
runway
guess we're going to
25
receive our
left, Eclipse
resume
Delta
on nav
departed.
and remain VFR very, very soon.
Roger that. Cessna 44 Papa.
And then we're going to make, I guess, a left downward. We're going to listen, see what tower is going to instruct us. And then we're going to climb up to 7,500. And resume our flight. Good. So here we are, runway 25. No entry, no entry. Nice. Runway 25. Good. Let's do a mag check first. Switch to tower first. So we're already on the tower frequency. We can listen, gain some
Burbank Tower,
situational awareness
6843
here.
Hotel request.
Departure
Burbank
frequency was
Hotel,
120.55.
That was for the I3 rating, and
Sets.
I don't know if I passed or not.
Baron 43 Hotel,
make
you
sure
are
in.
passed for the I3.
Alright, thank you. Have a good day.
1800s. No unshaded messages. Good. Engine looks good and stable. Left mag. Good enough drop. Back to both. Right mag. Again comparable. Good. Back to both. Landing lights
Santa Barbara
on.
Crane under a van,
Still a
17
charge.
X-ray
Good.
Delta.
Back to
Kevin 17
idle.
X-ray Delta.
Again,
Santa
no
Barbara
unshaded
combat.
messages. Oil pressure still there.
Yeah, I'd
Good.
like to pick up
And back to
IFR clearance to the
1,000.
Bakersfield
One last
Municipal
flight
Airport.
control
We have
test, so
Yankee.
we know that this stuff is actually
Kevin
working.
17 X-ray Delta, you need contact clearance delivery with request 132.9.
Good. There we are.
132.9s.
Let me see.
San Luis
Sky
Tower,
Golf
Skyhawk,
4 Papa,
119.7 is tower. Good.
Left downwind,
2408.
29.
Clear takeoff to 5 left. Cessna
Again, going to
44
repeat that we're going to go eastbound.
Riverside Tower, November 412 Tango, 6 miles
Landing lights on,
southwest,
strobe lights
inbound full
on.
stop.
Picture still full in.
Baron
Ready to go.
4122 Tango, Riverside Tower, inner left, downwind, runway 27, report midfield.
Left downwind, runway 27, report midfield, 22 Tango.
Santa Barbara, Skypop Hotel Tango, and Mike is currently calling short 25, ready for departure eastbound. Should have said Santa Barbara Tower, obviously. Let's see.
5 Bravo Mike reporting 3 mile final.
Did she hear me?
Here, 515 Bravo Mike, wind calm, runway 19 clear to land.
Clear to land 19 right, or 195 Bravo Mike.
PHTIM, Santa Barbara Tower, wind 1904, runway 25, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 25, Hotel Tango Mike. Okay, just a regular takeoff.
John ground November
Good.
3799 November with information.
Again, runway
on
heading,
west
stay
ready for
below
taxi.
1,500.
It is a 3799 November.
No one
Charlie
is
ground,
on the
runway 20
runway.
Radar Kilo,
Good.
taxi Bravo Kilo.
Also make
20
sure
radar
no one
kilo
is on
via Bravo
final
Kilo,
here.
November
No, I just see
3799
some
November.
traffic there on Santa Ines.
San
Side area, just to be sure. 25 corresponds.
Santa Barbara clearance,
And
17
there
X-ray Delta.
we
Kilo
go,
17
aligned
X-ray
with the
Delta, Santa Barbara
runway.
clearance, go ahead.
Full power, engine
Yeah,
is
I'd like
still
to
in
pick
the
up my
green,
IM
airspeed
to
is alive.
Bakersfield Municipal.
Nice scenery here, nice textures on the runway. 50, 60, rotates. There we go. Nice climb, aiming for VY about 80 knots.
Kevin 17 X-ray Delta.
Trimming a bit. Again, runway
Clear to
heading
Bakersfield, Minnesota.
1,500, so let's stay at around 1,300.
Carol 17 X-ray Delta Server, they cleared of Bakersfield, Meadows
Departure
Airport,
frequency is
on
already
departure
set at a
heading,
standby,
Red
so we
Vector
can do a
Marcus,
quick
then
switch.
filed, maintain
Some traffic there to my 10 o'clock high up.
after departure. Departure frequency 120.55, squawk 2025.
Hey Doma, good to see you. And Nietzsche, good as well. Welcome on
Tower
board.
Skyhawk 9 Delta Hotel, short final 29.
Or Nutter Delta Hotel, runway 29 clear for the option.
29 clear for the option.
Okay, tower, switch is over.
5 Bravo Mike, we're clear to 19er. Request taxi parking, please.
Here, 5 Bravo
being
Mike,
that
taxi
climb
clear for the
going.
Alpha, remain this frequency, good day.
Order parking on Alpha, remaining on the frequency. 5 Bravo Mike, thanks.
Bear 22 Tango, have you in sight, runway 27, clear to land with 250 at 8. Sky 2344 Papa, your radar contact, SoCal departure.
SoCal departure, 44 Papa.
PHTIM, your radar contact. Caravan 1 X-ray, correction, Caravan 1 7 X-ray.
Radar contact.
Yeah, clear to the Bakersfield
Still going to
Airport,
stick here
runway heading,
to my altitude.
San Marcos VOR as filed.
And
climb
airspeed
3000,
increase.
expect 9000.
Thanks for the follow,
after,
Tex.
departure
Thanks.
frequency 120.55 and squawk 2025.
I didn't hear resume on nav, so I'm going to stick to that departure.
Caravan 7 X-ray Delta, read back correct.
Santa Barbara ground, November 572 Tango Bravo, signature taxi with whiskey.
PHTIM, contact Santa Barbara departure.
Over to Santa Barbara departure, Papa Delta Mike. Switch!
Good day.
Santa Barbara departure, Sky Papa Delta Mike is now level 1,300 for 7,500.
PHTIM, Santa Barbara departure, cancel altitude restriction, resume on navigation.
Resume on nav and cancel altitude restriction, Papa Delta Mike. Resume on nav.
PHVCU, correction,
Good.
PHWCU, the Santa Maria altimeter. It's 29er.
Power again, nose up.
29er 86, Papa Delta West John Lear.
Baron 1 Echo Delta.
Make sure there's no other traffic
contact
there.
Bloomberg Tower 118.3, report Mission Bay.
Again, resume on nav, so we're free to do whatever. Marcus would have also added and remained VFR, I guess.
Mission Bay, contact the tower 118.3.
There's traffic there, as you can see. I hope. Alright, so mission is catch this radial eastbound to Camarillo and then outbound Camarillo on the nav2. So we can get to Burbank as quickly as possible. So get a climb going, and there's Burbank, nicely tucked in into a nice photo reel there. So I'm flying my own downwind here and keeping that climb going. Good. Nice weather. And also such a nice scenery here.
PHTIM, maintain VFR at or above, correction, transition Charlie airspace at or above 3,000.
Transition at or above 3,000, Papa Delta Mike. Okay, so we're climbing. So we're intended to climb, right, to 7,500. So we're already doing the thing that he suggested. But because we are VFR and just on flight following, we're not on IFR, obviously. So it's not like they are assigning us an altitude. So he needs to make sure that we do not decide on the spot right now just to say, oh, well, we're just going to stick at 3,000 feet. Because we are legally allowed to do that. I mean, we just picked our own altitude, right, as long as it's on a VFR altitude. So he needs to make sure that we're not going to do that because he still has some other traffic there on the Santa Barbara Charlie. So that's why he said it. We were not in violation of anything, but let me know. I was watching some of your early CAT videos. Your mic ATC calls are now natural and free-flowing. I'm sure that took a lot of experience. Yeah, it does. Thanks for the follow. It does. It's wonderful to see how that works. It's also in the initial stage of my training. I learned a lot by just listening to PilotEdge. So I download the PilotEdge receiver that you can download irrespective of whether you have a PilotEdge account, I believe. And I just listen to that all day just listening to have an idea of the syntax and the jargon and the flows. I also downloaded a couple of audio recordings to my phone, and I was actually listening to that stuff while I was falling asleep, which is so relaxing and so educational. And that's what I did, to have a sense of what are they telling, what are the things that, the mistakes that others are making, to get familiar with what it is to be on ATC. And then on top of that, obviously flying, doing my first calls, which is very, very nice. What is PilotEdge, Doma asks? Well, PilotEdge is an online multiplayer network of other pilots flying, but governed by real-world ATC, in-flight sim. Doesn't matter whether you're flying on X-Plane or FSX or prepared. So the Southern California area, we precise a bit more than that, but kind of like the Southern California area, the basic subscription allows you to fly on all the airports, VFR, IFR flying, with very, very high fidelity ATC-wise. And that's what I'm using since episode 1, to learn how to fly also to chat on ATC, which is so cool. It really brought
contact Santa Maria Tower 18.3.
flight sim to life, in my case.
Aero WCU, state navigation suffix.
Oh yeah, the EGT, I could have already said it. We're currently full power. Thank you, Derek. Thank you for following.
Cleared.
Because we're already higher than 3,000 feet, MSL, that means that the air is thin enough for us to already start leaning, even though we are in a high power setting.
Expect straight in runway 30, and
so you can see the EGT rising now. So that means that we're also using a little bit less fuel, so we're more conservative, more efficient. But it also means that we get a higher burn temperature, exhaust gas temperature, and we get better performance.
Our 1972 turn right, heading 150.
So flying along the coast, that's our visual reference point, and I'm expecting to catch, slowly catching this needle.
Maintain VFR, the assignment was 11,500. Maintain appropriate VFR altitudes.
Ah, that's much better. Didn't set the clock. Obviously, doesn't surprise me at all. Hello? That is. Thanks for the follow, Delma. Thanks. Thank you so much.
You were given a altitude restriction of 3,000, correct?
So I'm also setting the clock now, the timer, just to have an additional measure of where we are. I wasn't really precise with that now, obviously, but it gives me again an idea of how much distance I could have traveled with this current speed.
4 for Papa. Negative. It was,
just to have some redundancy built in my navigation, which is always a good thing.
I will let you slide on that one. I think you understand the problem there.
Look at this.
Cancel the altitude restriction.
Burbank there.
Navigation. Contact SoCal approach 134.
Corner. So pretty. This is the highway.
Karen 107, you turned way too far. That was supposed to be 150 heading. It looked like you're on about a 210 heading. Continue the right turn, heading 080.
Oh, Nietzsche, did I forget to switch frequencies? Oh my gosh.
I see.
Let me double check. Thank you for noticing. I didn't hear it, but
Bonanza 99 November traffic, 1 o'clock, 8 miles southbound, turning northbound, caravan at 3,000. It shouldn't be a factor. By the time you get to turn around, you'd still be about 5 miles away here.
Well, I can double check, Nietzsche. Thanks for noticing. Santa Barbara approach, Kite Popper Del Tango Mike. Did you assign us a different or a new frequency a while ago? I think we missed.
HTM negative, just gave you on nav and on out.
Roger that, Popper Del Tango Mike.
Air 234 for Papa SoCal approach.
No, I didn't miss it, but Nietzsche, thanks for flying along with me.
Altimeter 2985.
It's always good to ask. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Thanks.
Santa Barbara departure 572 Tango Bravo.
That's John Fly on the radio.
1,600, climbing 3,000.
Again, some traffic there to the right. And to the front of us, as you can expect, many
572 Tango Bravo, Santa
pilots
Barbara departure, radar contact, climbing
are
8,000, fly heading 140.
are using obviously the coast here to,
Up to 8,000,
fly up
heading
to or
140
from
to
Santa
Tango
Barbara.
Bravo.
Neil is creeping in. Wowee. But because we're on flight following, we should be more safe. We're still need to be responsible or aware of other traffic in our vicinity. But with flight following, we are on a radar, and the controllers are also having their eyes out on
EHNF, SoCal approach.
other traffic surrounding us and give us traffic alerts, which is good.
4,000, expect further clearance. 1915, time now 185.
Such a nice flight. I think this will also be my favorite CAT rating because of the scenery and.
Caravan 1972, flying 180.
Some cloud formation there up north.
Southbound 180, Caravan 1972, flighting 180.
Okay, 7,000, almost 7,000, so almost 500 feet to go to get at our cruising altitude.
WCU. Remember, when you're doing a practice approach, you have to have permission.
Yeah, Vega, I totally agree. It looks so nice.
Approach procedure there. Contact tower 18.3.
18.3, Papa Del Whiskey Charlie Uniform. Keep it in mind.
What I also like is
Caravan 1972.
you can see also the trails of people walk or bike or cycle.
20 right approach.
So,
go ahead and expedite the turn for me, please.
Detailed. Nice. All right, 27 nautical miles to go to get to Camarillo.
Caravan 1972, just a quick adjustment for your intercept, flighting 270.
And AGT is dropping a bit, so let's use a little bit less fuel.
And Caravan 1972, just for future reference, it's expected that by the time you read back the heading, that the airplane's already banking to make that turn. So if you're not able to keep up with that, go ahead and put it in first, then read it back. Caravan 1972, flighting 210 to join. Go ahead and stop turn, reverse
Traffic
it,
there.
fly the heading, 210 to join, and you can read it back.
7,500. Nose down. Allow the airspeed to increase first.
Caravan 1972, you read it back before you turn the airplane. I need you to turn. Caravan 1972, just let me know if you have trouble joining the intercept here. It's going to be close.
Good. HT nicely high up, a bit too much lean, so I'm enriching a bit. Got a nice fuel flow going right now, so we're much more efficient on fuel. That's good. Nav 1, we're almost centered.
Santa Barbara depart, Caravan 1.
So that means we can fly this particular heading, right? So that's 105.
Caravan 1972, Roger. There may be a little delay on my end here, but
basic VWAR tracking.
You are intercepting. Go ahead and intercept. Are you through it, or are you on it?
Wow! Wow! Traffic there, traffic there. Here goes the highway along the coast. That should be a really scenic drive.
Good. You can contact John Tower 126.8.
Again, a little bit lost some altitude there.
No. November contact SoCal approach 135.
Kiki, thank you for hosting. Thanks. Much appreciated.
Bonanza 99 November 135.40. See ya.
Alright, we can see a very obvious big visual reference point here.
X-ray Delta, Santa Barbara departure, radar contact, climb maintain 8,000.
Let's see if we can verify that one.
Up to 8,000 for 17 X-ray Delta.
Oh yeah. Lake Casitas.
Patrol 7 Tango Bravo contact.
I think.
Correction, Patrol 2 Tango Bravo contact, Los Angeles Center 135.
Alright, that means that we're over there.
135.5, 2 Tango.
And that means we should see on the DME something like 90 nautical miles, a bit less, I guess, to the Camarillo VOR. Let's have a look. 22 nautical miles. Yeah, that seems about right. Yeah, we're not really perpendicular to beam that lake, so that makes sense. A bit
Airport
more
2 Tango
miles.
Bravo, Los Angeles Center. Flight heading 040, when able to proceed direct to Fillmore, climb maintain 11,000.
But I'm not
Burbank,
really on
altimeter
altitude here,
29 or 89er.
so
Correction, 29 or 87.
bit more power.
November 2 Tango Bravo. Climb maintain 11,000. Burbank,
What a
altimeter
nice
29 or
scenery
87.
again, guys. I think that photo reel, to me even, still in these flights make VFR flying, but also just flying in general, so much more valuable because I'm curious to look outside and see what's actually there also in the real world, rather than those efficiently generated textures like Orbix does, even though it resembles other vector-based, precise scenery object placement and stuff.
Bravo Hotel Whiskey uniform, Center Bravo departure, radar contact, maintain VFR
Really,
at all time, and climb maintain 3,000.
Improved my flight sim experience, this photo reel scenery. It's so nice.
What's your request?
Okay. Slowly climbing back to my cruising altitude here.
Are you going to hold in a holding pattern here for a little bit, or are you ready to go?
Gonna catch that needle slightly. A bit more nose up trim.
PHWCU, Roger. Just go ahead and continue VFR for now, and when you're ready to depart the hold, it'll be easier if we do that way, because then I can only clear you to Guadalupe if you're going to hold.
Okay, so I'm quite relaxed right now, and that's usually a sign that I need to prepare.
Or 7 X-ray Delta,
we're going to get handed off to a different approach controller, I guess, soon.
This is 17 Delta, you were broken. Can you say heading
Let
again?
me see.
Say again.
Camarillo, VOR, then next leg. That's outbound already set. Burbank. Yeah, so when we arrive there,
it's here 30.
in this area, we need to make sure that we're not going to fly through the Burbank area.
You have Santa Monica weather approach request.
So what we could do is perhaps use this visual reference points here, this lake, that we can catch,
Santa Barbara departure, Panthera 619,
and then go direct to Burbank. And we've got good weather, so that might be a good way to do that. We don't have a VOR that we can use.
Approach Ontario altimeter 29 or 87. Advise you have Santa
Without
Monica weather and approach
bashing
request.
into those deltas. So we're going to look for that lake. That's nice. There are several lakes, as you can see also here on top. So we do not want to misidentify that lake, obviously.
To divert to my alternate San Luis Obispo via Morro Bay.
And also we need to be on altitude there. We've got some terrain, if I recall.
PHTM Point Magoo approach. PHTM contact Point Magoo approach 124.7.
Point Magoo approach 124.7 for Pop Delta Mike. 124.7.
DHNF, I have your request standby. Air 2344 SoCal approach, John Wayne altimeter 29 or 86.
Point Magoo approach, Sky Pop Delta Mike is level 7,500.
PH10, Point Magoo approach, Point Magoo altimeter 29 or 87.
87 Papa Delta Mike. 87. 87. Alright, my computer is busy doing stuff. And it is done with that. Luckily, not downloading any Windows updates or that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was an interesting conversation that we heard on the ATC. I agree, Vega and Nietzsche. So when you respond, acknowledge a heading change, already be in the turn.
R2 Tango Bravo had amendment to your flight plan, advise ready copy. R2 Tango Bravo after Fillmore.
Oh, there's a nice
Palmdale, Victor 386
big ship there.
Palm Springs.
Oh, it's an aircraft carrier. That's nice. Huh. Oh, that would be fun as well, to land on an aircraft carrier with a Cessna 172. Alright, nicely on track. Engine looks good. Nice EGT. Still no need to reset the clock. At Camarillo we can try to sign into the ATC of Burbank to already get the weather information.
No, not a problem. I'm sorry, that's not a
We are 11 nautical miles from Camarillo VOR, which is on top of Camarillo Airport, so that means that we should be able,
DHNF traffic 12
see the airport. That's Camarillo. Very nice airport as well.
He's in a holding pattern with.
Good, good, good.
Roger, and you said you're going to go St. Louis now?
For our CAT-08 rating.
Guadalupe, cleared to San Luis Airport via turn left, direct Morro Bay, direct San Luis Airport, maintain 4,000.
Wow, 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 wow. Look at all those trails.
PHWCU, traffic 7 o'clock and half a mile. He's in the holding pattern with you 1,000 feet above.
Okay, so once we're at Camarillo, I will reset the clock. I hope. I usually always forget to set the clock. It's so embarrassing. I didn't set off my turn on my landing lights and strobe lights. Strobe light should be on, by the way. Landing light should be turned off.
1,000.
Not a biggie, but
it's
good to have a climbing check going, and it's interesting, guys, to see how quick, at least in my case, I forget about those flows or checks by heart. That's why it's good to always use a checklist. But if I'm flying or streaming 3 times a week, I'm much more in rhythm. And I can see that that didn't happen last week because I'm currently following a summer school course, and also next week. So that's why I can only now stream in the weekends. It's on another university. But I can already see how quick those subtleties get to the background, like doing those very basic checks.
PHWCU, just go ahead and give me your request again so I have it ready for you. What's your approach request? And you're wanting to go to IFR to Santa Maria, correct? Thank you. Just let me know when you're ready. Caravan 7 X-ray Delta contact Los Angeles Center 135.
Nicely trimmed.
Caravan 7 X-ray Delta contact.
Now what's interesting is
135.5,
I'm a bit more pointed to the south, I guess about 10 degrees, while my OBS is set to 105 heading. So that means that we are getting pushed a bit from the right to the left. Not a lot, but I've been flying on this heading for quite some time.
Alpha approach spec circle to land runway 29er. East San Luis altimeter 2983.
Alright, coming close to Camarillo, 4 nautical miles, and we're gonna reset the clock, he said. Yeah, it's sneaky wind, Vega. It is.
17 X-ray to Los Angeles Center, climb maintain 9,000. Fly present heading, when able, proceed direct shafter.
And did you guys have a nice weekend? Nice Saturday at least. We still got Sunday, at least here in the Netherlands. It's currently 9 o'clock in the evening. I mean, here in the Netherlands, it was such a sunny summer day. Doing some golf in the morning, which was so nice. So to top that off with some flight simming here, makes it a perfect day. So you can see the needle is now creeping away. I'm not going to catch that one because we're very close to the VOR, right? So naturally it's going to creep away, and then finally you'll see this flip from the 2 position to the front position, and then we can start over with the nav2, which is also set on 115.8. And we can fly eastbound. Further eastbound.
1019, flighting 110, contact SoCal departure 127.4.
Okay, 0.7.
Thank you.
Expecting that flip. Not that it's that important, but it's good to know. And also flip of the nav2, same radio. And there it is, from position. Good. So that means that we need to reset our clock. Click. 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 Yeah, good. Now we should also know I mean, there's no sense to just resetting your clock if you don't have any idea what you're doing. So we can just fly a few more miles this direction. Let me have a look.
Delta 1019, approach flighting 090, altimeter
We
2987.
can now fly, provided we have a ground speed over 100 knots. We're going a bit faster. So about
November, contact SoCal approach 134.2. See it.
About 18 minutes or so. I guess a little bit less, around 70 minutes or so. And then we can reach that lake and we can fly up north to Burbank.
Yep, 1019.
Okay, so let's catch this radial. Nicely trimmed here. Again, engine is looking good. Not a lot of traffic here.
3799 November, SoCal approach, cross Bevy at a
it is pretty.
Descend and maintain 3000. Report the airfield inside 12.14 miles. Or 99 November, you can cross it at or below.
Okay, flying a little bit more up north here to catch that radial.
PHWCU, Roger, flighting 27.
It already creeps in. Obviously, we're very nearby. 3.9 nautical miles. So there it goes.
Altimeter 2986.
Now, what we also should do is now listen to ATIS, right, to prepare for our arrival. Also, we need to have an idea of when we need to descend. So at around, well, what did we say, around 18 minutes or so, a bit less, 16 minutes, I would like to be already at around 3,000 feet-ish, right? So that we are ready to enter the pattern or go straight in on Burbank. So it's good to plan that. So what I'm going to do is just switch my COM to 134.5, already prepared that one, and let's have a listen.
Bob Hope Airport Burbank information.
Pipistrel 2 Tango Bravo, contact SoCal approach 134.2.
Quebec, I think. Thanks for the follow, Geo. Thanks.
Papa Hotel Tango Mike, contact SoCal approach 134.2.
134.2, Papa Hotel Tango Mike.
Arriving runway 26.
Okay, we only need the frequency there. Quebec, it was. COM 134.2.
Mission Bay 320 radio.
134.2. SoCal approach. Switch. SoCal approach, Kart Papa Hotel Tango Mike is level 7,500.
PHTIM SoCal approach Burbank, altimeter 2986, make straight in runway 8 at Burbank, remain outside Van Nuys Delta airspace, advise you have weather.
Straight in runway 8, and we have the weather we have Quebec, and we'll stay outside of the Delta, Papa Hotel Tango Mike.
SoCal approach 572 Tango Bravo 11,000.
That's interesting.
572 Tango Bravo, SoCal
Whoa.
approach Burbank, altimeter 2986.
So we are around Camarillo, and approach already told us that we can
134.7.
expect a straight into runway 8. Stay clear of all the deltas like we planned as well. And we already got the weather. That's why it's good already to prep for the ATIS. So that was good procedure there on our side. So let's see what that means. Straight in, runway 8. Well, that's okay.
R619 point Magoo approach, point Magoo.
Now, as you can see,
altimeter
runway 8 is this direction, right? So we need to go that direction into the airport. And obviously, you can see that there is a delta. Very nice. So, how are we going to do that?
Delta 10 IT, so approach downwind, altimeter 285. PWCU, turn right,
It's a
heading
bit
090.
weird, because I would expect them to assign us runway 33, for example. That would much more favor a route in between those deltas. Now, obviously, we could just fly the Charlie anyway here,
Do you have the airfield
and
site?
go like this, and then so. But I don't know if that suffice as a
make a
straight
right
in. I mean, a straight in to me sounds like this, right? But then we're gonna clearly fly through the delta. And also because we still got some distance, right? So the delta of a nice stops already around here. Because this is the service area going from service up to 4,800.
Heading 270.
So, if we fly at 3,000 feet, stay on a heading here, Tim.
You should still have the airfield in sight there up here, 10 o'clock now.
We might have on 3,000 feet enough time within 2 minutes to descend to or get on that glide slope.
21, you can fly that heading as long as you like and then turn back for a bait.
So that's also what we could do.
Affirmative, maintaining and turn back for base.
How can we know? Well,
Or no, you don't have to stay on that heading. You can just
something
fly
like
out
this.
as far as you need for descent, and then you can turn back.
3
around
nautical
to the airport
miles.
site. Be fine.
Well, we would be able to do that. To make that descent. It's interesting. Let's see what happens. Just fun to experiment, even on a CAT rating, to do that. So we're now already close on the nav2 there. What we could do is not do this plan, but change to Van Nuys VOR. Go straight on Van Nuys.
PHWCU.
And then go to Burbank while remaining above the delta.
5 degrees left.
So that might be fun.
Establish local eyes and clear out runway 12 approach.
Let's also start our descent here. Okay, let's do that. Van Nuys, that is 113.1.
PHWCU, the altitude is your present altitude, 3,000.
113.1. That's set. And what is the route? Well, it doesn't really matter. You can just go straight to Van Nuys. So something northeasterly, I would expect. Yeah. So 6. Let's do that.
SoCal approach November 3799 November, turning base for runway 21.
Let's get that descent going.
Or 99 number, good.
All right, so 3,000 feet is an altitude that we need to be aware of, because we should remain clear of all the deltas. Here we go. Nice scenery here. And also prepare the tower frequency of Burbank. That was 118.7. Perhaps we're going to get another handover, but I don't know for sure. 118.7, good. Sets in standby. And we could already set our landing lights just to be as lit up as possible, because we're going to now fly into a much more dense, air traffic dense area. Alright, clock is still running, so that's a bit off now. That 60-minute planned 60 minutes has no meaning to us anymore, because we just changed our route. We could obviously recalculate, but now I've got a nice VOR going here. Track 13 nautical miles, good. Nice descent going. Keep our engine leaned a bit, but because we're now going to much more thick air, because we're descending, our AGT will also change.
Yeah, you have contact center, correction San Luis.
So now we need to origin our mixture probably while we are descending. It's the other way around. It's the inverse of a climb. Okay, so let's see if we can already spot Van Nuys. It should be the first airport, I guess, that we're gonna encounter. Yeah, there's no other airport. Good.
PHWCU, contact Santa Maria Tower 118.3.
And I guess just behind it, there would be Burbank. Well, we've got a risk here of mistaking Burbank for Whiteman. Burbank has 2 runways, so that's a visual reference to be aware of. Now, I could obviously zoom in now with X-Plane, but I'm not going to because I think that's a bit cheating, to be honest.
7 X-ray Delta, let me know when you're back.
Okay. Percent is going great. Again, 3,000 feet. Now, obviously, we also got Charlie up Burbank, but because we're on flight following and already chatting with approach, we already cleared for that Charlie airspace.
Delta 19 SoCal approach.
It's the deltas that we need to look out for because those are totally different people, right?
Altimeter 2988.
Seemingly.
Delta 1019, thank you. Expect that approach.
Let's listen to radio once more. Perhaps we've got
Burbank information, Quebec.
Quebec still.
Commander Papa Alpha Text SoCal approach 134.2.
Same weather information. Runway 8. So let's set the heading box just to make ourselves a bit more easy. Again, it's synced with the compass. Good. Lights are on. Mixture. It's actually improving the HET a bit. So our setting was not that up to date a few minutes ago.
SoCal approach Panthera 619er Papa Alpha 7000.
Okay. Getting close to 3,000. Could level, not really level, but reduce our descent rate here a bit.
After Paradise.
Bit more power.
Expect 1000 after Paradise, Niner Papa Alpha.
I think Van Nuys would be over there. I see a lot of airport-like scenery there. There's a lot of urban areas here. We're right on line. Then Burbank should be somewhere around there. Where do we like to park on Burbank? Click. Very quick look. Close. Burbank. Airport diagram. Well, we already know. There.
Good.
As I already noted at our first minute of streaming here, where I thought that we should depart Burbank and go to Santa Barbara, but it was actually the other way around. So the south west ramp, that's what we're like to park.
88, 2988.
Alright, 3,500, still a bit descending, that's good. Kind of like on the radial, doesn't really matter what radial, as long as we are inbound to Van Nuys. Good, heading box set.
Delta 1019. Whenever you use the weather, sorry, the ATIS from your sim,
I think that is Van Nuys. It looks like.
Ignore anything that is ATC discretion. So ignore your runway configurations in your ATIS there in your sim, because it has no idea how the real world airports work. But the actual weather should be good.
3,500 again. Delta airspace in front of us at 3,000 feet, minus the 3,000-ish feet there. It's actually going up to 2,999 because there was a minus in front of that 3-0 depiction on the sectional.
It's different from
so we could theoretically fly on 3,000, or conceptually fly at 3,000 feet, but we need to have a very current altimeter setting to make sure
if you want to
that we are clear of the delta. So let's just stick around 3,200 or something like that.
And there's an ATIS tab up there that shows what we're running and what our ATIS codes are.
Okay, still on track.
Air 7 X-ray Delta, contact Baker Street approach 118.8.
Yeah, that's clearly Van Nuys here in front of us. Exciting!
Delta 1019. Did you copy
so
the
we're already close to Burbank. So what I could do is already give the controller, SoCal approach controller, a heads up by saying I already have the Burbank field in sight, so he could already hand us over to tower. But perhaps he will not, because we're still flying in Charlie airspace, and there might be other sequencing that needs to be done, where the SoCal approach controller is responsible for. But Still descending a bit. Where is Burbank? There's no airport scenery there. Oh, there it might be in the distance. Okay, let's zoom in to make sure. Yeah.
That's correct. November 17 X-ray Delta. Bakersfield approach.
Still cheating a bit.
2987. Advise you have weather and approach request.
Good. Kiddo. Nicely planned.
Delta 19.
As you can see, on this altitude of 3,000 feet, we're still overflying the delta here of Van Nuys, but still we have plenty of room there to descend from 3,000 feet to our traffic pattern altitude if we needed to enter the traffic pattern. So 3 miles would be just fine.
Delta 19, make heading 06
so
for,
in that case, I shouldn't have really planned to go all the way this route and then sneak in between those deltas.
17 X-ray
we
Delta.
could easily overfly those as we're doing right now.
07, maintain 5,000 back to Dallas, runway 30 right.
Okay. Let's switch over to the tower here. So could approach Skyhawk Papa Delta Tango any Mike has Burbank in sight.
Yes, I'm Roger, switching you here. You're over top of Van Nuys in another couple miles.
Roger that, Papa Delta Tango Mike. Okay, so we're still at top of Van Nuys. Vega, what are you getting your PG in? Educational psychology, that's my PhD. Still have a year to go.
PHDIM, contact Burbank Tower 118.7.
Over the tower, Papa Delta Mike, thanks for the help. 118.7, there we are.
Could be Alpha, Romeo this frequency. Have a great rest of your day.
So we need to reaffirm that we got the weather.
This frequency.
Straight in on 8, so that means that we're currently on the west. The airport. Alright. Burbank Tower, Skyhawk Papa Delta Tango Mike is about 7 miles west, currently at 3,300 and descending inbound straight in runway 8. We have Quebec.
PHPIM Burbank Tower, wind variable 3, runway 8, clear to land.
Runway 8, clear to land, Papa Delta Tango Mike. Okay, we're still a bit above Van Nuys, so I do not like to bash just yet. Just yet. Just yet. Ah, there we are. We already got on tower, so good.
Los Angeles Tower, Kodiak 47
Alright,
November Charlie.
prep for landing.
25 left.
Mixture, full in. We're below 100 knots, that's good, so we can already set 1 notch of flaps. So that allows us to slow down even a bit more. Also get our descent going a little bit at a higher rate. Good. Nose down, trim a bit. Awesome, there we go guys, inbound. Vega, nice man, best of luck on your thesis, thanks. And that's why I'm also following on that summer course, summer school course right now to learn about some advanced statistics. I'm really doing a very nice longitudinal study. Where I'm interested in the effects of a teacher training program that I designed for a bunch of primary schools, school-wide,
or 47 November Charlie,
where we taught them how to stimulate the curious and creative thinking of primary school children in their everyday school teaching practice, which is a very relevant topic nowadays in the field of education. But there's actually not a lot of training for teachers to know how to do that, how to stimulate the creative and curious thinking of children.
4065, just
so we made one ourselves, and now we're curious to see whether that training actually works and leads to a positive development of children's creative and curious thinking over time. So I have a lot of statistics to apply there to make the case, hopefully make the case, that my training program has actually worked. And if not, what we can learn from that. So that's what my thesis is about, and that's why I'm also participating or following that course, because there's such a very nice statistical models to apply on that data. But it's heavy work or hard work. 1 notch of flaps, 4 whites on the poppy still. So let's descend a bit more. Nose down trim.
Correction. Link 4865.
We'd like to park at Atlantic as prepared, so that's over there.
And 4065 is ready to copy.
Vegas, that's pretty interesting, and yes, lots of hard work for sure.
Only 4865 clear to Needles Airport.
Let's trade off some airspeed for
Procedure
altitude here because we're
Paradise.
a bit high.
Direct Solzu, Sierra.
So that means that we're going to park
Lima,
over there, that
Zulu,
we need to
uniform.
take a right exit.
Direct Daggett. Direct
And hopefully
Needles.
we passed our
Direct
CAT-08, guys.
Maintain 4000.
I think
Expect
so,
level
but
2501 German after departure.
we'll see.
Departure frequency.
I guess the mistake that we made that we departed from the wrong
135.465.
airport initially on the stream. 2 whites,
Okay,
2
Wing
reds,
4065 is clear. 2 needles via the runway 18 departure procedure.
65
Paradise, Solzu,
on the
Daggett,
airspeed,
Needles, then direct.
the aim.
Maintain 4000, expecting full level
Okay.
2501 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 135.4.
Such nice scenery
and
here. Don't you think, guys? So pretty.
Squawking 2465.
Link 4865, confirm 2465 on squawk.
Squawking 2465.
Link 4865,
Okay, runway 8 confirmed. Should be really strange if there wasn't a runway 8 there, but still.
Kodiak 7
Nose up.
Contact circuit
Keep
departure.
that nose there. Oh, that was pretty. Laps up. Some
Is that for
aerodynamic
47
braking
November
there,
Charlie?
so pulling on my yoke.
Kodiak 47 per
And
Charlie
also some
from
brake.
radar contact
Brakes are
circuit departure.
so sensitive here.
Wilco, 47 November Charlie.
Let's see if we can still depart here to the
Can I
right side.
I
Think we can? Yes, we can.
Right for IFR departure.
Alright. That's Delta. No, that's Charlie 7. Thank you, No Pizza, No Glory, and welcome on the stream. Didn't notice you
Alaska
there.
262, Los Angeles.
Charlie
Tower,
7.
Vehicle 6 right, 25 right,
Get our butts behind the line here.
Takeoff 25 right, Alaska 260.
There we are. Southwest ramp.
PHTIM taxi to parking via Charlie. Remain this frequency. Have a great day.
We remain on this frequency and via Charlie to parking. Pop testing Mike. Did we pass for the CAT-08? Because we're curious, right?
PHTIM, you are passed for the CAT-8.
Awesome. Thank you. Pop testing Mike. Yes! CAT-8! Oh yeah.
And on multi-ground, good afternoon. Link 4865, transient parking.
that
with
way,
information
right?
Alpha, ready to taxi.
There we go. Landing lights off.
Link
Strobe lights
4865,
off.
runway 19 taxi via Alpha
Mixture
Bravo.
already leaned. Good.
Runway 19 taxi via
And we
Alpha
remain
Bravo,
on this
link
frequency.
4865.
And there we go. Guys, that was the CAT-8 rating. Yes! Nice flight. Scenic. And overall, it went pretty well, right? We were also a bit flexible there with the arrival, which you should also always double check. Because you initially plan for a lot of stuff, altitude, terrain, frequencies, other stuff. And when you're on the fly, need to change your arrival. Thank you, No Pizza and Glory. Thanks for the congrats. You might oversee a lot of the considerations that you were aware of initially. So changing plans is always something that you should actually avoid. But because we got that straight in instruction, or well, the tower, the approach controller told us that we could expect a straight in from 8. Yeah, we needed to change our plans there. And we learned something, that we can descend rather quickly in a few nautical miles, so that's good. Behind these threshold lines, now we're completely free to do whatever. Well, these are actually parking spots for the big airplanes, but I feel big today, so let's park over here. Without hitting the fence. Which might be a little bit difficult, but alrighty, with our Cessna Skyhawk, and there we are on Burbank, guys. Awesome.
Alaska 262,
Parking
contact
brakes
circuit departure.
set.
Over to departure.
I'd like to reset my transponder to 1200 before I shut it off. Turn it off. Goes and shut down. Magnetos off. Batteries off. Parking brakes are still set. Yeah, that's about it. Set our TrackIR to pause. Release our seatbelts. And that completes our flights, guys. Really, really nice, wasn't it? Thanks, Vega. Thanks, Victor. I really enjoyed the flight. And we got the CAT-8 rating. Yes, getting closer to getting my virtual PPL here on my channel, which I'm working really, really hard at. So I'm really, really pleased. Thank you, November 39er. Thanks, much appreciated. Okay, so PilotEdge disconnect. Let's have a quick look. We did. and then I'm gonna hop over. Let's see, like so. Yeah, that's a nice picture there. 4, and there we went nicely on approach. November 39, I just missed a landing checklist. Seems like your mixture was a bit leaned. Yeah, it was. After landing, it was a bit lean because we were on ground. And before, I did set the mixture to full rich. Mr. Chiao. Evening, Tim. Evening. Good to see you here. Just on the ending of the stream still, but you're very, very welcome. Okay, are we crabbed in the wind? Well, a tiny bit to the left. Not much. Parking spot over there. It's so beautiful scenery here. Look at these textures. Okay, let's have a look. Nose up, nose up, nose up, nose up. Main wheels first. Oh, that's nice. Ooh, that's nice. Even though I saved myself. Again, one more time. Here we go. And slow-mo. Nose up. Nose up, nose up, nose up. Look how gentle. That's good. I already felt it also while I was landing a while ago. I already have a good feel of how high up the Skyhawk on the runway actually is, how high it is up on its feet. So that really helps, obviously, to know when I can expect that touchdown and flare on time. Perfect. This was really, really good. Okay, let's go a little bit further back in time here. Do C and do Control P. So, our route here, as you can see, this is Santa Barbara all the way over there. So, yeah, we got a departure totally in the wrong direction, but we made that turn here. 7,500, catch that radial to Camarillo. Very, very basic. Camarillo is actually over here. Yeah. Also gorgeous airport. Camarillo. Good. And then from Camarillo, we took that route that I initially planned, right? So to sneak in between those deltas until we got that SoCal approach announcement that's saying, well, you can expect a straight in for runway 8. And that's why then at that point, I made that turn to the left. And then we gradually fly into the Burbank area. But no mistakes, I think. It was very, very, it went pretty well. Scenery loaning here. Nice. It's such a beautiful airplane. Just the Skyhawk, and it's even stock, so 172, but it's so, so pretty. The uncertified pilot. Nice. I love it. I love flying and streaming as well, guys. Thank you so much for being here on the stream. If it's no glory, this is always the best part of the stream anyway. Yeah, it is. Hey, Connex, good to see you as well. And good job with the with Spot Next as always. It's so nice to see how it's been developing over time. I mean, I guess it was one of the first customers, I believe, back in the day. It's amazing how far Spot Next has come up over this time. Hey, Smokin', good to see you as well. Thank you, guys. So, that was the CAT-08 rating. I succeeded. I passed for the CAT-08 rating. I'm so proud, guys. And pleased that we are actually moving on to the next CAT rating, the CAT-9. And to my surprise, as I already started the stream with, those CAT-9 and 10 and 11 ratings are quite complex. Even a bit more complex, I expect, than my initial stream a few streams ago, when I thought that I was already doing some VFR, quite complex VFR flights. So it's going to be really exciting and challenging as well. So I'm not there yet. And if you are really enjoying this stream and this content as well, and see how I progress through my training here using Flight Sim, be sure to follow my stream by hitting that follow button, and also on YouTube. If you like this content, hit that subscribe button. That's very, very much appreciated. And what's even more appreciated is your feedback. Help me improve my flying as usual. A lot of you guys do that, and it's that's very, very much appreciated. I guess most of me here and the skills that I'm demonstrating is part of you guys teaching me. So it's also part of the spirit of the channel, which I really, really like. Perhaps I'm going to do some flying tomorrow. I do not know. I need to get off again to my summer school course. So probably I will stream next weekend, but then my holidays start. I have no work, free time, and you know what that means. Flying. So be sure to check in the following week, next week, because then it's going to be streaming big time here 24/7, kind of like. So I'm really looking forward to that time as well. No problem, Connex. You were customer 5. Interesting. And again, guys, if you're new to Flight Sim and you've got Saitek panels or any other joysticks that you'd like to configure in a much more advanced way, search, Google for Spot Next. It provides all the drivers that you need. It's a quick setup, and I've been using Spot Next, I guess already at the beginning of my stream for my first episode. So if you're into flight simming and have all your hardware, if you like to set up all your hardware, hop over to that website, Spot Next. It's highly, highly recommended. Vega, thank you for jumping here on the stream. Thank you for being here from the start. No Pizza, No Glory, thank you as well. Victor, guys, thank you so much for being here. Mr. Chow also jumping in on board here lately. Nietzsche, thank you as well. And even though you gave me that heads up on that radio call that I might have missed, even though I did not miss anything, thank you for letting me know and being my trusty co-pilot as always. That's much appreciated. Nietzsche, thank you for being on the stream as well. So, next up, Cat-9 rating, perhaps tomorrow, but I expect next week. Hoping to see you there on board, guys. Happy flights, blue skies, and I will see you then. Bye. Palm Springs Tower, Skylane Hotel Tango. Mike is 10 miles north of the airport at 3000. With information X-ray for a full stop. Landing on 3 left if that's available.
Papa Hotel Tango, Indy Link, Palm Springs Tower, Squawk 6250.
6250.
Papa Hotel Tango, Indy Link. Palm Springs altimeters 2985, radar contact. About 10 miles west of the Palm Springs VOR. Presently landing runway 31. You're requesting straight in for 13.
That's available. Yes, please.
Ever correction, Papa Hotel Tango, Indy Link. Make straight in runway 13 left and clear to land. Wind is 0905.
Clear to land, runway 3 left. Papa Hotel Tango, Indy Link. Thanks.
Palm Springs clearance plus 4658 is type PC12 Sun Corp. Request clearance to Vegas S5.
Honda 4658, Palm Springs clearance. Good afternoon. Unable to give you S file. I'll be forward still. Honda 4658 is cleared to the Las Vegas Airport. VFI Cathedral 1 departure procedure to Palm Springs. Victor 370 to 29 Palms. Victor 538. Cresto. Joining Cresto 3 arrival. Maintain 7,000. Expect flight level 2405 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.7, squawk 6316.
That's 4658 is cleared to Vegas via Cathedral 1, Palm Springs, Victor 37029, Palms, Victor 538, Cresto 3, initially climb 7,000, expected for 0 after 5, departure 126 sounds, squawk 6316 plus 465.
Pause 4658, readback is correct. Tango, you might taxi to RAM via Adler managed frequency.
Taxiing to the RAM via Echo, remaining on this frequency, public Tango, Indy Link.
Ontario Tower, Cessna 237 Charlie Alpha, approximately 4 miles to the west, inbound to land.
Number 237 Charlie Alpha, roger, inner left, traffic, left downwind runway 26, left to port base.
Enter left downwind 26 left and record your base, 237 Charlie Alpha.
Charlie Tower, United 240, on the visual for 20 right, will be turning right base shortly.
United 242 John Wayne Tower, runway 20 right, clear to land.